It's a Manchu. Welcome to Minecraft Bedrock vs. Java, where I play through both versions of the game and compare them. Several months ago, I made a remarkable discovery. On a remote island far from land and far from home, I found a fungal parasite infecting the animals there. I kept this to myself until I had time to properly investigate it. I've given it the scientific name Cordyceps bovineus. How does this infestation spread? Is it a threat to other local fauna? Is there a cure? Can it mutate? And most important, is there any difference in Cordyceps bovineus between Java and Bedrock universes? Today I'll collect some specimens and bring them home where I can experiment in a controlled, contained setting. Okay, friend, come with me. So my initial tests have shown that these creatures behave a lot like ordinary cows in many ways. I can get milk from them with a bucket, and I can breed them by feeding them wheat, just like regular cows. Their offspring, of course, are also infected. An additional feature they have that ordinary cows don't is I can use a bowl on them to get mushroom stew. And it may sound pretty disgusting to eat a stew made of mushrooms from a fungal infected cow, but as it turns out, it's actually quite nutritious and even kind of tasty. Now, another thing I'd like to try doing is seeing if I could cure these creatures. If I could take shears to them and just trim off these mushrooms, much like you would shear a sheep, will the mushrooms grow back, or will this just convert them to an ordinary cow? Let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. They've turned into an ordinary cow. Now let me test this. Can I breed the two animals together? Nope. Despite the fact that this test subject 3 was once a mushroom, it will not breed with mushrooms because it's now a cow. And cows and mushrooms don't breed together. And I can see that the mushroom that I sheared dropped 5 red mushrooms. Alright, so there's one more thing I want to attempt to do. I'm going to test whether the fungus can be mutated into another form. This is going to require taking some of the mushrooms out of my underwater lab to a pen on the surface. Lightning can have strange effects on several different creatures. It can turn pigs into zombified piglins, villagers into witches. I wonder what will happen if I use a channeling trident to cause a mushroom to be struck by lightning. Alright, so I got them out here outdoors, and I believe this is a thunderstorm, so this trident of channeling should allow lightning to strike by them, and let's see if this does something. Do I have to hit them directly? Whoa! They've turned to brown mushrooms. this is going to require a bit more research. If I breed them, what will their offspring look like? Hey, another brown mushroom. Okay. Useful to know. Alright, let's bring some of these guys back to the lab. So these new mutated brown mushrooms behave much the same as the red ones. In fact, I can breed them with each other, and I have a 50-50 chance of getting a brown mushroom or a red mushroom offspring. Just like regular mushrooms, if I use a bowl on it, it produces for me mushroom stew. But, unlike ordinary red mushrooms, I can feed a variety of different plants to this brown mushroom, and then the next time I use a wooden bowl on it, I'll get mysterious stew. And there's a variety of different plants you can feed it to give you different effects, different versions of mystery stew. But the really good one is dandelions. If I feed one a dandelion, and then use a wooden bowl on it, I get a suspicious stew with the saturation effect. So these mushroom creatures are really useful. I could see it being a great asset in situations where food and other resources are limited. You can get milk, mushroom stew, suspicious stew, red mushrooms, brown mushrooms, beef or steak, depending which version you're playing in, and leather from it. Even a single mushroom can provide you a limitless supply of food. Now there's one more thing I wanted to test. If one of these brown mushrooms is struck by lightning, will it mutate again? Well, we have to wait for it to rain again, and then we'll test it. Hey, worked! That is cool. It's brown. It's red. It's brown. It's red. It's brown again. I didn't do that. That was just natural lighting hitting the lightning rod. So note to self, do not throw the trident directly at it. Just, you know, hit the lightning rod. Sweet. This is working pretty effectively. Okay. Now the real test is to go into the Bedrock Edition world and see if all of this stuff works the same. Let's find out. Now here I am in my Bedrock Edition world. Because I'm using the same world seed for both versions of the game, the mushroom fields where I found these mushrooms, same place in the Bedrock world. So I could find some mushrooms and bring them back to my Woodland Mansion base in the Bedrock world. Now I just have to check and see if everything works the same in this version. First thing, if I feed them wheat, do they breed? Yes, but did you notice that sound when I fed them? Now feeding the baby mushrooms does not make that noise. When I feed the full-grown mushrooms, you hear that noise? It made like this munching noise. It almost sounded like using a bucket of milk on a cow. This same kind of sound. This is true for a lot of mobs in Bedrock Edition. When you feed them something, they make noise. And in Java Edition, they don't make any noise. It's completely silent when you use food on a mob in Java Edition. So that, other than the noise, it functions the same way. How about milking them? Yeah, that worked. And if I use a bowl on them, everything's working out the same. Now, let's try using shears on one of these. And sure enough, it converted it into an ordinary cow. Now, can I breed these two together? Nope. Okay. Same as Java. Good. Alright, you may notice that I don't exactly have a sanitary laboratory here to do these tests. I'm sure it'll be fine. It won't have any dire consequence. Alright, conveniently there's a thunderstorm happening right now. If I can get this mushroom outside, maybe I can test to see if it'll convert from red to brown. I definitely need to get this a little ways away from the Woodland Mansion. That would be dangerous. Ow. Get out of here. I'm trying to do an experiment. Alright. Let's see if this works. I killed it. Alright, attempt number 2. Now I have a lightning rod to hit. Hey, it worked! And interestingly, in both versions, when it converts, the lead that I had attached to it went, like, detached itself. Alright, let's take you back inside. So far in 2 attempts, I'm getting 2 red Mooshrooms. I'll keep trying. Maybe I will get a brown Mooshroom eventually. It does give me mushroom stew. Now if I feed this brown one a dandelion, and then use it, I do get suspicious stew, and that should be suspicious stew that gives me saturation. There we go, okay. 3rd time was a charm. I have a brown Mooshroom. It's still raining. Can I get lightning to strike? Hey, 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 it worked! Well, there you have it. The fungal infected Mooshrooms work the same in Bedrock and Java Edition, other than if you feed the Mooshrooms in Bedrock Edition, they actually make a noise, which they don't do in Java Edition. Well, if you made it this far into this video, you must have liked what you saw, so click on the like button. I know that I've been kind of obsessed with mushrooms lately. I promise you, I'll stop that soon. I have other things to work on, and I can start getting obsessed with preparations for the next update to Minecraft, the 1.20 update. And if you subscribe to my channel, you'll find out when I put out my next video, which will be getting into making preparations for 1.20. And in the meantime, check out this video where I do a short Skyblock series where my obsession with mushrooms begins. On Amon Chooses Minecraft, Java vs. Bedrock.